One of the things that I really love about the Bible, as compared to so many different things in this world, is that it's so consistent. Even though there's the Old Testament that has a lot to do with the law and stuff, and the New Testament which has to do with Jesus, they still back each other up. And I found this morning when I was doing my devotions. Proverbs 15:8 says, "The sacrifice of the wicked is detestable to the Lord, but the prayer of the upright is his delight." Then in Hebrews 13:6 it says, "Don't neglect to do what is good and to share, for God is pleased with such sacrifices." You see here, both places are talking about sacrifice. And so often I think when we think of the Old Testament, we think of the blood sacrifices. We think of, you have to kill a dove, you have to kill a goat or kill a sheep or whatever to atone for sin. But there's also the idea of sacrifice that has to do with our own giving, either giving money, material things, giving of ourselves. This is considered a sacrifice too in the Old Testament. And it's not to atone for sin though, it's to show our love for God and for the people He has love for. But we see that also in the New Testament, because Hebrews makes that very clear. So it says that God is pleased with the sacrifice of good and sharing, of doing good and sharing. But now the Old Testament also brings up another point, that we cannot make up for the bad things we do by doing good, by giving, by doing this type of sacrifice. You see, if we are doing bad to people, if we are, doing things, say in business or in our own life, that hurts other people to promote ourselves or to make ourselves better, but on the other hand, over here, we're giving and trying to make up for that. That's not going to work. It says here, God says that's detestable. So we have to make sure that we are consistent. God is very consistent in faithfulness and love and His sacrifice for us. We have to be consistent in the way we live our lives. We cannot be doing good on one side and bad on the other and think that things are going to get evened out. That's not the way it works. We have to be consistent. We have to try to live a life that is pleasing to God in all areas, in all ways, treat all people right, not to take advantage for ourselves. This is how we can be pleasing to our God.